What's up, y'all? Today we're going to answer one simple question. When do you need to become an S-Corp? Check it out. What's up, y'all? My name is Saluto Uba, and I'm the founder of the Uba Law Group. We're a law firm that helps business owners protect their business brand and bank. And today we're going to answer the question, when should you become an S-Corp? I know a lot of people come to our office, they call us and they ask us about the S-Corporation. Some people have filed for S-Corp status, some people haven't done it, and they really don't know kind of where they fall on the spectrum. So what we want to do is lay out what the S-Corporation is, who it helps, and when you should file, and whether you should file for it or not. So the big question that we need to answer is, what is an S-Corporation? So an S-Corporation is a tax status. An S-Corporation is not a separate business entity. So when we talk about having a business that's an S-Corporation, what we're really saying is that that business is taxed to the IRS as an S-Corporation. They're still a legal entity, whatever entity they were. If they're an LLC or a corporation, they still remain that legal entity. But when it comes to the IRS and how the IRS views that entity, that's where the S-Corp kicks in. Put simply, an S-Corporation, all it does is puts you on salary as an employee of your company. And the main benefit it provides is that it saves you self-employment tax. So for example, if you were an LLC that wasn't taxed as an S-Corp and you made $100,000 in profit, you're gonna be taxed on that full $100,000 when it comes to self-employment tax. Now, self-employment tax is 15%. So if you made $100,000 in profit, you'd have to pay 15% of that in self-employment tax, which would be $15,000. That's no bueno when you're trying to build money, you're trying to build wealth, you're trying to get your business off the ground and up and running. We don't want to pay that much in tax if we don't have to. So this is where the S-Corporation comes in. So in the event that you're an S-Corp, you could put yourself on a reasonable salary in your own company and maybe give yourself a salary of $50,000. And here in the same situation, instead of being taxed on $100,000 in profit, your self-employment tax only goes to that $50,000 salary. So in the first example, your self-employment tax is $15,000, but in this example, your self-employment tax shrinks to $7,500. And you just saved $7,500 just like that, and you put $7,500 back into your pocket, back into your business. That's the power of the S-Corporation, and this is something that you can do every single year. So the question then becomes, when do you need to become an S-Corp? So even though an S-Corp gives you all these benefits and it saves you money, it's not a get out of jail and get out of taxes free card. There are things and there are requirements that need to be in place before you become an S-Corporation. Primarily, a lot of these things will do with accounting and a lot of administrative costs. So when you become an S-Corp, you put yourself on salary and you become an employee of your business. Therefore, you're gonna need a lot of things related to this. You're gonna need proper bookkeeping for your business. You're gonna need proper accounting. Depending on what state you're in, you're gonna need to do monthly state deposits for your taxes. Depending on what state you're in, you're also gonna need to do quarterly 941 reports and quarterly tax payments to the IRS. You're also gonna need to do a new tax form at the end of the year, an 1120S for the S-Corporation. You need to do all these things that cost money, but go in line with you being an employee in your business and you being a salaried worker, salaried employee in your company. So the big question is, when do I need to switch over to an S-Corp? When does it make sense? And what we want you to think through as a business owner is, when does it make sense for me to be an S-Corp, seeing as there are all these different costs that come along with it? So if all the costs and the accountants and the administrative costs of being an S-Corp are $2,000, but you becoming an S-Corp would only save you $1,000 in taxes, it doesn't make sense to be an S-Corp. So that's the question that we always want people to ask. In our experience and working with a lot of trusted accountants and people in the accounting field, right around $40,000 to $50,000 in profit is where it makes sense to become an S-Corporation. Because there you'll be able to reap the benefit tax-wise, but then the money that you're saving in taxes will still be greater than the different administrative costs that you'll have. So this is a great conversation to have with your CPA. This is a great conversation to have with the other people in your power team who are advising you in your business and how to be successful. But what you don't want to do is become an S-Corporation too early when you're not getting any of their benefits, or become an S corporation too late when you've missed out on tens of thousands of dollars over the years that you could have been saving. So figuring out what that sweet spot is and knowing when your time is applicable is going to be crucial for saving that money on taxes and becoming an S corporation. Well, anyway, we'll stop there. We'll cut it off there. If you've enjoyed this content, if you've enjoyed this information, or if you have questions and you're looking for help getting your business set up the right way, or maybe figuring out some of these tax implications or strategy like that, please feel free to give me a call. We would love to help you. We do this every single day for business owners just like you. And we have lots of different resources and different professionals that we work with, like CPAs and accountants who know this stuff, who will be able to get you set up with a plan. So we'd be happy to connect you and happy to be that resource. Well, until next time, guys, keep on grinding, keep on hustling. I believe in y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.